Hey everyone, it's Jeri with Josephine Sculpture Park. If you've never been to Josephine Sculpture Park, we are a 30-acre sculpture park with over 60 public art installations, some of them murals, most of them sculptures from artists all around the world. And some of these sculptures you can manipulate, you can spin, you can climb on them. And right where we are, this is Graphology Hinge. It's a very large sculptural installation all around me, but you can bring your own paint pens, permanent markers, and make your mark on Graphology Hinge on these walls. So one of my favorite parts about visiting Josephine Sculpture Park is that it's among mowed walking trails, among bushes and trees and native Kentucky habitat. And so you're bound to see some wildlife, some really cool bugs. There are beautiful flowers blooming right now. It's all yellow and white and purple. So yeah, Josephine Sculpture Park is where art meets the earth. So we really work to connect people to each other and the land through the arts. And you can visit us any day, dawn to dusk, for free. We're open every day of the year from dawn to dusk for free. We also have some programming going on, some limited in-person programming. We have 3 monthly tours. We have our first Sunday nature tour, our first Sunday guided nature tour, and that's about an hour walking tour with a different theme, focusing on native habitat or sometimes a nature art project. We have our last Saturday sculpture tour, where our park manager, Fichter, takes you around the park, focusing on 3 to 5 sculptures of a particular theme. And we have our night sky tours, which are just now coming back to be in person. They take place out in the park at night, and you observe the night sky with Dan Price of Starpoint Astronomy. So you can sign up for those in-person programs at josephinesculpturepark.org. And we also have some virtual programs going, some nature art programs. We also feature a Sculpture Saturday program and just some fun nature pictures and art and sculpture pictures throughout the week to show you what's going on at the park. So we look forward to your visit to Josephine Sculpture Park in Frankfort, Kentucky. We're open every day, dawn to dusk, where art meets the earth.
Hello, my name is Fichter. I'm currently the park manager and artist in residence here at Josephine Sculpture Park. I'm originally from Baraboo, Wisconsin, which is about 10 hours north of this location. My background in art is primarily in sculpture, and I tend to gravitate towards using materials that can create really powerful kinetic aspects and can create really nice contour and form. So today I'll be talking a little bit about some of the work that I'm working on here. So I've got 2 pieces behind me. This first piece is a piece that was cast a while ago. I'm currently working on polishing it up and getting it to par. It's got several different cast and fabricate elements going on with it. So this second piece is a maquette for a larger piece that I'm trying to construct here at the park. And it's made of 3 primary elements. The first is a fabricated steel frame, which will be made out of steel tubing that I both have found and have bought to make sure that it is strong as possible, because that frame needs to be strong to hold up these 3 suspended telephone poles. The telephone poles were found here at Josephine Sculpture Park and were donated to the park after they were taken down. And once this piece is in the ground and it's up in the air, I wanted to create a space that allows a viewer to explore these objects that are either primarily, vertical in nature, or in the case of here at the park, laying and just slowly decaying. So I wanted to give a viewer a chance to be able to explore it all the way around, check out their unique qualities, and get a chance to see them in a unique variety. And I think it'll be really nice to have them in this flowing kinetic variation with all the powerful wind and open air that exists here at the park. So now we can jump over to me welding a bit as I am freshly beginning to construct this bottom portion of the base.
Hello there, my name is Jamie Weinfurter. I am an artist working here at the Josephine Sculpture Park, and I am currently working on a ceramic and found object installation with the park. So what I am doing at the site itself is I'll be digging a hole to make a grave for an installation, and then I will be burying all 500 of these small ceramic figures that I have made over the years. So for today, I have a small demo on how I made all of these figures, and I can show you how that process works. So let's get into it. So I made all 500 of these pieces with 3 different plaster molds, and these molds were made from casting one of the pieces themselves. And they are a 2-piece mold that I will press the clay itself into the mold, squeeze them together, and then as they dry for a little bit, then you break it apart and you have a whole other figure that you made. So I'll just take a second to press the clay into the mold itself. And I am just pressing the wet terracotta itself into the molds, and I don't have to wedge any of this clay just because it's already been wedged, so there are no air holes in it, which is good because once the clay is hard enough to be fired, there's a potential for it to either break apart or blow up in a kiln once it's made. And when that happens, you end up having these breaks or holes made in the clay itself, which I think is very fun and adds a whole lot of individuality with each piece that you make. Alright, so I've just pressed the terracotta into the mold itself all the way along the edges. And now I'm going to score the edges of this where they'll be pieced together, and then that way the 2 sides will stick together and it won't stick to the mold when we pull it out. And to score it, I have a fun little tool that has a bunch of prongs on it to make it easier. Otherwise, you can just go in with like a kitchen fork or something just so that it scratches the edges of the clay itself. So that way when the water seeps into the clay, they'll all stick together. And then what I'm going to do for the edges, instead of just water, I'm going to put some slip into it so that way the ceramics will stick better together. I have what's the word I'm looking for? A stronger grip on each other. Alright, so then for both sides of the mold, I'm going to piece them on top of each other and then just pound them together so hopefully they will stick. Alright, and then just to make sure that they are stuck together, I'm going to go into the inside and add just a little bit more slip and clay to the mixture so that way they will stick together all the way through. Alright, so we're going to let that sit and then we'll check on it in a little bit. Alright, now it's time to crack it open. Aha! It did work, which is always good to see. I'll show it first in the mold. And there we have a ceramic piece, and it has all of the edges on it, which I find really nice. It's called flashing. But if you want a perfect form, we'll just take it off, but here we have it.